Hello and good morning, everybody. Listen, this is not financial advice. This Zoom is for entertainment, education, and excitement so that you can make your own personal financial choices. All financial decisions made by viewers should be done after talking with a licensed professional. Hey, with that said, we're not wasting any time this morning. We're going to get straight to it. Hey, listen, for the new investors to the stock market that's on, we thank you for being here. We are excited about you this morning for being on this call. So what I want to do now is I want to give you an opportunity to meet our team, to meet your other family members, to meet the other people that you will be investing alongside, that you will be sharing best practices with. So I want to do that this morning. First, I want to start off with one of our team members. She's going to shout you out and say hello to you and greet you and thank you for coming and say hello and Happy New Year to you. I want to start off with our team member, Jana. Jana's on the line this morning. She's up early, bright at the top of the hour. Jana, talk to us.
Good morning, everyone. Nice to meet you. My name is Jana Reed Thompson. Each week on the meetings I come on. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, sounds good, Jana.
Awesome. Each week I come on the meetings and just share a little bit about earnings calls for the week. And so you'll learn about what that is and how that helps you learn about different companies, where they are and where they're going, and look forward to learning and growing with you all. Thank you.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Jana. Thank you, Jana. We have another one of our team members on. I want you to get a chance to meet him. We call him All Things Crypto. Hey, Mr. George Trent, why don't you unmute your line, man, and talk to our new family members this morning at the top of the hour. G. Trent.
Hey, how you doing? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Well, good morning, everyone. I know it's bright and early in the morning and we've got a full day ahead of us, but we just wanted to get you started on familiarizing you with our SNS team and welcome you to the call this morning, as well as hoping that you'll be with us starting on January 9th. Pastor Griff calls me All Things Crypto, and I appreciate that. My name, by the way, is Gregory Trent, and we just try to give you some knowledge and experience from what we've done to help you to get started, to invest your money wisely. We know that this is a heavy inflation time and things are going up quickly in terms of price, and we want you to be able to get your assets to accrue faster than the inflation rate. If you have your money in the bank, you're earning 2% or less. Savings accounts, they're only giving you a fraction of a percent. So, people are losing money to inflation at this rate, and we just want to help you to be encouraged to enter the stock market as well as microcurrencies, give you some knowledge in that area so that you can feel comfortable in doing your own investigation into things. We give you the means to do that, and we ask you to, of course, do your own due diligence, talk to your own financial advisors, but to get more comfortable in being able to have your assets grow faster than inflation. So we just thank you for this, spending this time with us this morning, and we ask you to consider joining us on a regular basis.
All right. That's my man, All Things Crypto, G. Trent. Yes, indeed. Hey, listen, I want to introduce this next person. It's another part of our team, another one of our family members. Hey, listen, we call her affectionately the Rosa Parks of the group. She has a major story. Matter of fact, she has a little book that's called A Tough Little Cookie. I mean, and she is definitely a tough little cookie. It's a great children's book, a great read. You ought to pick up a copy. But I want her to come on and just give us about a good 30 to 40 seconds of who she is and what she does and what she means to us. She is our own Martin Luther King. Yes, she is a very, very, very unique figure. And you're going to get a chance to meet her. You're going to get a chance to talk with her and spend some time with her along the way. But I don't want to take no further time. Dr. Bracy, would you unmute your line and greet our new family members, these new investors that's coming into the market? Dr. Bracy, unmute your line. What say you?
Good morning. I just want to say hello to all of you and then applaud you for getting up at 6 a.m. for this session. It is going to be worth your while. I tell you, you're going to meet some great people if you would participate every Sunday on SNS. I know I'm probably the oldest one on this, but what I have learned is that you're never too old to learn. This is a wonderful group. I have learned how to invest wisely. I have learned how to do my research before my investment. You will enjoy what you're doing. I am delighted that I'm meeting all of you, and I look forward to meeting you further and for us engaging each other as we begin to look at how we can create wealth for generations. God bless each one of you, and you are going to enjoy the journey. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Bracy. Hey, listen, I want you to meet this next gentleman I'm going to introduce. He's going to be well, the next two gentlemen I'm going to introduce to you will be doing the training with us this morning. So I guess I'll start off first, and then I'll bring the next two gentlemen in, and then we'll get started. I am Griff. They call me Griff affectionately. And we host a little show, me and the team members that you had an opportunity to meet. And what we try to do and what our aim is to equip you with all of the knowledge, all of the understanding as it pertains to investment, take the anxiety down. A lot of people think when they talk about the stock market and seeing those little ticker symbols on CNBC, it seems like it's a very arduous task and a very arduous product, but it's not. We make it easy, and we're here for you. And that's why we're here this morning. So without further ado, I want to introduce to you the next two gentlemen that's a part of our team. They're going to speak to you just for a moment, and then we're going to get started. Our aim is to be out of here by 7 o'clock. First one, I want to introduce you all the way from New Jersey. He weighs in at 210 pounds. He's about 7 feet. They say he's got a pretty tan complexion, chocolate man. My homeboy, Kev, talk to us. What say you?
What's going on, everybody? Tim done painted a picture of Godzilla for y'all. But I'm 6'4", 230. But yeah, I'm calling out of New Jersey. I'm also affectionately known as Griff, but being that we already have a Griff on the phone, my name is Kevin Griffith. I'm actually related to Timothy Griffith. We're related by blood, and we've just, got into this space because, Tim and I had long discussions about, not necessarily having an opportunity, but just not being in the know for what we go through on Sunday Night Stock. So we decided, why don't we get together and educate one another? And then that just turned into, one after another, then two, then four. And the next thing you know, we had 10, then 20, then 30 people. So it's just a group of us, that haven't been in the know in this particular space, that have grown together. And we get together on Sundays and we continue to grow together. So it's a pleasure to have everybody here. And I'm looking forward to working with everyone.
All right. You'll be hearing shortly from Kev. He's a part of this training as well. But the next guy I want to introduce to you, I know you all know the Warren Buffett, the billionaire, the stock guru, the man that has taught a lot of people how to build this generational wealth. Well, let me tell you something. SNS, Sunday Night Stocks, we have our own Black Buffett, we call him. I'm talking about, when you talk about all things stocks, I mean, he can spit it and he can spit it. He can spin on a dime and give you 9-cent change. I am so excited that he's going to be a part of this training this morning. He's up early. He's always up early because me and Kev got to get that morning watch with the Buffett. I want you to unmute your line. Hey, I want to present to some and introduce to others our main man, the man that comes on SNS and wreck shop. Warren Buffett. His name is Barry Canada. Buff, unmute your line. What say you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How's everybody doing? I know everybody's doing well. Blessings and blessings. My role is I really want to make sure that everybody is financially secure And I'm going to also present information to you to help you generate ideas and understand the market itself. So you'll be able to reach out to me if you can. And again, I'll give you as much information as I can to help you out. So you'll make sure you grow. And that's what we're going to do. Continue to build a generational wealth for everybody.
Amen. Amen. So, hey, listen, we're moving very quickly. What I want to do now is we want to do the introduction of the new traders that's on the line. And so I don't want to butcher any names. Well, hold on for a second. Let's back up. We got another one of our family members. They should have been here about 13 minutes ago. We got another one of our family members coming on that should have been here about 13 minutes ago. But we're going to go ahead and do that right now. I want to, all the way from the Detroit. Yes, I know it's probably cold up there. I want to introduce Rick Ross and Roz Ross. I want them to unmute their line. I want you to get a chance to meet them. Let them greet you. I don't know if it's Rick on this morning. I don't know if it's Roz, but whichever one, we're going to get a good one. Rick, Roz, unmute your line. Talk to our new traders. Okay, well, I guess they're still trying to do what they do. We're going to skip it over and we're going to give you to the, okay, well, there it is. Rick, unmute your line. Roz, mom, unmute your line.
Good morning.
Good
You
morning.
got the both of us. How's everybody?
Good morning.
We just crawling out the bed. I mean, literally. Good morning and welcome, new members.
Okay, all right, good. Another one of our team members, that's Rick and Roz. They're up in Detroit. They're probably cold, freezing up while we're down here in sunny South Florida. I want to introduce you to, we call him the Bishop of the House. He's our main man. He's got an extensive career in banking, and I want him to greet you this morning. Bishop, if you would unmute your line and greet our new traders. Bishop Holtz, it's on you.
Good morning, good morning, good morning to all of our new family members. Welcome to this wonderful group. Hope you're getting ready to learn some wonderful things about trading and getting ready to make some great money in this new year. We are poised, we are positioned, and we are ready to go. So welcome aboard and God bless you.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Bishop. Thank you, Bishop. So what we want to do at this time, I see we probably have about 6 new traders that's on, new investors to the stock market. Some, so I don't want to butcher any names to start off. I have them here. My assistant has affectionately given them to me, and I want, before we pass it off to Madam Secretary so that the new traders can do 2 things. I want you to introduce yourself, give us your name, and then I want you to just tell us what is your expectations of the stock market. Let's do that very quickly. And while you're getting ready and thinking about those things that you're going to say, I want to introduce somebody else who's dear to me. We ride with each other. We've been riding with each other for a long time, and I want her to get an opportunity to introduce herself so that I don't have to sleep on the couch. And that is my wife. She handles all of the technical things. She's affectionately my IT person, and passing me notes, giving me stuff, and keeping me going. So, Sister Griffith, if you would, unmute your line and tell the new traders who you are.
Good morning, everyone. So glad to see you all here this morning. Thank you for joining us. And just as Dr. Bracy said, we believe that you are going to benefit tremendously from this family and just take full advantage of the wealth of knowledge that this team is going to be presenting to us. If you have not already done so, please include your name, your email address, as well as your cell phone number in the chat box for us so that if we need to contact you, we'll be able to do so. Thank you and enjoy the ride.
Thank you, honey. Okay, so what we want to do right now, again, I'm going to turn it over to Madam Secretary so that she can do, you all go around the horn and introduce yourselves to some of our team members as well, so as to your instructors, which would be me, Buffett, and Kev this morning. And then secondly, let us know what your expectations is in the stock market. Madam Secretary, it's on you.
So you talking to me, Tim, because you calling me Madam Secretary.
I mean, on the right.
That's okay, as long as you're talking to me.
Yeah, Madam President.
Okay, good morning. And for the individual who said that, thanks for getting up so early. Our group is normally up on Thursdays at 5:30 a.m. So they've been sleeping in last week. So they got 1 week off. They were supposed to get 2 weeks off. Some of you have already seen me. I've been on now for probably about 6 months. I'm actually Angela Williams. Tim does affectionately call me Madam President. He and I also belong to the same church. I'm here for the information. I expect to continue to benefit from buying and trading stocks as I see fit, and to get to know some other good people. And I do hail right here from South Florida. So with that being said, the next person from our team is Katret. And Katret is the only member who's not from South Florida. So I'm going to let her definitely go first. She's all the way from Pennsylvania. So Katret, introduce yourself.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Katret Huckabee, and like she said, I live in Hermitage, Pennsylvania. Yeah. And so what I want to learn, I don't know anything about stocks. My sister has been investing, but I don't know anything about stocks. I do want to learn about it and be able to create generational wealth.
Thanks, Katret. Pat Mullins. Pat, maybe Pat fell asleep. Michelle.
She's speaking.
Who is? Pat is? Okay, Pat.
Speaking, but I think I have a problem with her audio.
Go again, Pat. Pat, we can't hear you. Make sure your device audio is on. While you fix that, why don't we go ahead and let Michelle introduce herself.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Michelle Thames. I'm here from South Florida, Miami. I'm looking to learn about the stock market, looking to learn how I can generate wealth, how I can earn some money. Don't know much about it, studied years ago, but never really did anything with it. So I'm looking to learn. Thank you.
Welcome.
And then let's go to Tanita Morris, and then we'll come back to Pat.
Good morning, everyone. As she said, my name is Tanita Morris. I am here in Miami, Florida, actually Miramar, Florida. Just got back in late last night from Wisconsin. Glad to be in some sunshine for the last month. Feels so good. My expectations of the stock market and joining you guys is to educate myself enough to draw others in, to get my family on board. So I like to also join for generational wealth as well.
Thank you, Tanita. And last but not least, our girl, Pat Mullins. Again, Pat, if you're speaking, we don't hear you. Okay, while Pat does that, Pat is from South Florida, lived in Miami for a while. She's back in her hometown of Fort Pierce. She's the one I said, Griff, that's been doing some option trading for the last year. And last year she made a nice little piece of change, if I must announce it myself, doing so. Pat, by profession, is an educator, and she teaches beauty at a beauty school, but she's been laid off since the pandemic and has taken advantage of options and other things to keep herself going. And I know she's in here for wealth and generational wealth as well. So that's it for the people that I know. If there's anybody else new, they'll be new to me as well.
Amen. Amen. All right. All right. Well, Miss Pat, are you able to hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can. Okay, good. All right. So that's good. All right. Well, hey, listen, we're going to jump into it. You know how we do it. We get in the bag this morning, all four corners. Hey, leading us off the bat is my main man. He is the stock guru. He is the Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, let's start us off this morning in this investment 101 class. Buffett, what say you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, I'm going to get everybody started real fast. And I'm going to do something very brief because I know we have a lot of the newbies. So I'm not going to overwhelm you with loads of information. I'm going to give you a starting point. And as the team continues to talk, you'll see how everything fits together. And look at all of these as little miniature sessions. You'll take session 1 as far as an introductory piece. Then you'll go to session 2 and session 3. But the first particular piece that I want to focus on is I want to change your thinking, because many people get into the stock market and they invest and they don't have a complete understanding of how to invest. Besides of understanding the actual stock itself, how the stock market move up, how it moves down, what's going to benefit a particular business. And there's a lot of terminology that you would need to know. But when I usually cover a course or talk to someone about the stock market, I tell them that's not your starting point. Okay, because if you start there, you're already behind. And Wall Street knows that. Your starting point needs to be how to think about a stock. And that's what I'm going to focus on quickly. I'm going to do a quick little activity with you, and then I'll be out your hair. So what I want you guys to do is change the way that you think. So from now on out, I want you to start thinking outside the box. And we're going to do a quick activity just so you can start understanding how and where to start looking at for your stock. So you're going to hear me mention 2 things. Thinking outside the box is one, and you're going to also hear me talk about root stocks. Now, root stocks, and if you hear somebody else mention that, someone else on the television, trust me, they stole it from me. But it's okay, I gave it to them. All right, so because people steal all the time, I gave it to them. They can use it. They on TV. That's fine. Now, the purpose of a root stock is basically in order to build your wealth and to move towards generational wealth, you need to find that golden, that nugget, that stock that's sitting there that hasn't been discovered yet. So it may be right now $5 or $7 or $9 or $10, but it has the potential to grow to 100, 200, 300. So that's a Tesla when it first came out. That's Facebook when it first came out, because these stocks, when they initiated, they wasn't at the price they were that they are currently. So what you have to do is first figure out how to identify those stocks. Okay. Now, the activity I'm going to have you do that's right now. Again, this is so simple. So if you're writing this down, you guys are going to get this really easy, and it's going to change your thought. If you can just simply draw a circle on a sheet of paper if you can, or if you don't have a sheet of paper, just put a circle in your mind. And when you draw a circle, I want you to just simply put down car or vehicle. All right. And then I can go around the room, and if you don't feel like sharing, it's okay. When you think of a car, when you think of a vehicle, what are some of the things that you think about? Anybody care to share? Just a car. If you think about a car, you say, okay, I see a car. What do you think about when you see a car? Oh, everybody's quiet. Come on.
Personally, me, how expensive it's going to be to repair it.
The repair. Awesome. Yes. Perfect. So if you can even draw a line outside that circle and put repair. Okay. So this is an activity. Again, this is going to help you with transportation, payments, all perfect sectors. Good. All of those can be lines driven out of your circle. Okay. Now you guys may be saying, well, why are we drawing a circle and putting lines with a car? This makes no sense. It makes a lot of sense, because here's what happens. Most people are going to tell you to invest into the car company. I'm going to tell you, no. That car company that you're investing in, if it's a Toyota, right now, NIO is a big deal, and some of the electric cars are a big deal. You don't want to invest in the car company. You do, but there's some other sleepers there. So for example, if you're a car company, did anybody ever consider the navigational system that a car company is using? Because if you think about the navigational system, that particular company is going to benefit from it. So now that company may be currently trading at $7 to $8. They sign a contract. And now with that particular contract, as the car do well, the navigational system does well. And so now that particular share and that technology goes from $7 to maybe $100. And because it's cheap at the initial point, you're able to buy loads of shares into that company. And then a year from now, everybody's saying, oh man, I want to go buy that. You're going to be like, I bought that when it was at $7, because you was able to think outside the box. So I'll give you another one. Like, for example, there's a company, electric car, which is called NIO. Right now, NIO has in their E5 vehicle, they just released their demo, they have VR shades within that car. So that's the company that you want to look into as well, because currently NIO is trading at about $28. But if you get the VR shades, which may be a little bit cheaper, and as NIO continue to grow, your portfolio is going to grow tremendously. Okay, so that's what I want to have you start doing, thinking outside the box. That's your first piece. Before you get all your other verbiage, before you adapt your strategy, the first and most important strategy you need is to think outside the box. Think about every particular sector that you have within that company, okay, within that model. So if you're thinking about, going back to the car example, if you're thinking about who's going to fund it, so what bank is going to actually make a profit off of that particular stock? The same car company. What tires are they going to be using? So even going back to the electric car, let's think about the battery. Okay. Now, once you think about the battery and how it's going to be charged, you can even break that down even deeper. Are there any new batteries that's coming out in the market soon that could replace the battery that they're currently trying to even implement in the world now? Okay. And so, and once you start there, that becomes your research. So as an example, there's another battery that a lot of people don't even know about, and this company is trading very softly. They are talking about it being, quote unquote, the forever battery, that this particular battery will be something that will charge cars in a shorter distance of time, and it's be portable and things like that they've been talking about. So my logic is I need to get into that company, because right now they're not even very large right now, but once they get a few contracts and they're in discussion with some major companies, that is going to be very prosperous. So you want to get into them very early. All right. And the next thing I'm going to hit you with before I sign off, because I want to make sure I leave you guys with just a few nuggets. I want you to also think about the future. So two things I want you guys to think about. You think about the future and you thinking outside the box. So the future is what's upcoming. What is the newest thing that's going to come out? We talked about electric cars, which is great. But what other technology is coming out? Last night we was on the phone talking to the group, and basically a big discussion is the metaverse. You want to start thinking about that, hearing those terminology, because that particular stock itself and that operation is going to grow tremendously. So what I want you guys to do is two things: thinking about the future. What are some of the things that's upcoming that the world may benefit from? And then also thinking outside the box. And then you pay attention to the third thing, and I'm done. You pay attention to key events that's going on in the world. That's the only thing I want you guys to do first to get you started. So a key events, United States and China with a very stressful, you're going to call it stressful tension right now. That's going to have a major impact in some of the stocks. If the economy, if oil is up or down, you want to pay attention to those, because that helps you get into a particular sector. Right now, a lot of cars and a lot of gamings and a lot of those things are being impeded because of a chip shortage. So now in your brain, you're saying to yourself, I need to get into that company because someone is going to grow. Okay. Then if you think about it, we're in a pandemic. And I tell the same story, and this is my closing story to do it because it's great story. I was I can't remember where I was, but I was speaking to a guy, and I'm doing all my charts and I'm analyzing everything and this. And the guy comes up to me, basically, he was a doctor actually. And he says, man, what are you doing? And he's like frustrated with me. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, man, listen, I got a chart. I got to graph this. I got to do that. He was like, man, I have no idea what you're doing, but I'm a millionaire basically. I'm like, what are you talking about? So he had invested. Okay. And I'm sitting up like, what did you invest in? Like, how did you do it? Like, what are all strategies? And I'm throwing out all these terms. Like, did you look at the beta? Did you look at the gamma? All these terms. And he's like, man, I can't tell you what any of that stuff means. I'm like, what happened? He says, well, it was COVID. I'm like, okay. And he says, well, I knew people had to die, so I invested in flowers. So he made tons of money because he invested into the flower company. Now that sounds bad. I feel bad, but it was the truth. That's what he did. And he put a lot of money into the flower company because he says people are going to die. He says, man, all this stuff you're doing, yeah, you're brilliant. That sounds great. He says, man, look, I just use common sense on some, and that doesn't happen all the time. but a few times you may have a rare instance that you pick up on the market. If anyone out there is an educator, when the pandemic happened, Zoom was very, very inexpensive. Well, Zoom right now, it's currently, I think, at $300 or something like that as far as what it's trading. So if you was an educator, you could have bought Zoom for maybe $30, $40, and look how much money you would have made just benefiting from the pandemic. So that's what I want to leave you guys with. So start thinking outside the box. One, think about your future and anything that's upcoming that's going to be a need. So every time you walk into a store, if you see someone at an aisle, you start asking yourself, is there anything that could happen in the future that could benefit this? And then you start looking into those companies, and that's how you find those root stocks. So there you go. Nice and easy, Tim. I do it very quick, simple. That's it. I'm wired up. I already done worked out. I feel great. I'm gonna go work out again. I got another little running to do. So I got to catch up with my other boy, Tim, because I know he a little tired from that VR we talked about last night with the boxing. So listen, I got to catch up. So I got some more training to do. So I just wanted to make sure you have that. So everybody, Tim, make sure you give everybody my information, email, call. Listen, I'm always willing to talk money because I want to help everybody as much as possible. My goal is that at the end of this train, it's not just me, it's everybody in the world that I can pull with me. And if they can't walk, I'm gonna help them. And I'm like, if I gotta pull them, I'm gonna pull them myself. So keep that in mind. Much love to everybody. So if you have any questions.
Hey, Buff, good stuff, man. Don't sign off. I want you to hear this piece before you sign off. Listen, new family members, new traders, new investors, listen. Every Paul needs a Gamaliel. Every Timothy needs a Paul. Every Ruth needs a Naomi. Every Joshua needs a Moses. And listen, that's what we have on SNS Stocks. He is our stock guru. He's all things stocks. And we have that wealth of knowledge to be able to pull from. So you always want to have somebody, just a little bit lower than you that you can help pull up. You want to have somebody on the same level of you so that you guys can share ideas. But then you want to have somebody in your group that's on top of you that you can pull up and that can make everybody better. And that's what we have in Buff. Buff, man, we appreciate you. Major salute, man. Always when you're on, you knock it out the park. That was another good solid. But hey, listen, like I said, we're rolling. Let's get into this thing. Meet your presenter. Like I said, I am Tim Griffith. Thing I like to start out with is this quote that you see on your screen. At this season in your life, you need to season your season. What do I mean by that? New traders, new investors, you need to take advantage of every opportunity that lies in front of you as you sit on the front porch of 2021, looking into the balcony of 2022. You got to season your season. What does that look like, Griff? What that is, you don't want to wear winter clothes in the summer. You can't do it. You're not going to look right. It's not. You got to master every season. You got to master your summer. You got to master your winters. You got to master your springs, and you got to master your falls. Next quote you see down there. There are two types of people that you need in your life. You need mirrors and you need shadows. Why? You need a mirror because a mirror never lies to you. And you need a shadow because a shadow never leaves you. Those are the type of people you need in your life. Not only that, you need people that are going to hold you accountable. Those are the type of people you need in your life going forward in 2022. Not only that, you need the type of people that will invest in you, that will have you up at 6 a.m. in an investment 101 class so that what? You can create the kind of generational wealth, therefore that you and your children's children may be able to live thereby. You need those type of people in your life. Okay. All right, let's get to it. Investment 101. What is an investment? An investment is an asset or an item that is purchased with the hope that it will generate income or appreciate at some point in the future. All right. Them diamond earrings you have, that Michael Kors watch you have, them Gucci slippers, those are creature comforts, not investments. Those are creature comforts, your home, stocks and bonds, precious metals. Those are the type of investments that you need to be making at this point and at this season in your life. And that's what we're committed to here at SNS, is we're committed to giving you all of that first line information as it comes down The team that you met is committed to giving you that information so that you be able to create the type of generational wealth that you and your family and your children's children can grow thereby. All right, an investment always concerns the outlay of some asset today, time, money, effort, etc., in hopes of a greater payoff in the future than what was originally put in. So you put in $10, we're looking for 100 back. You put in 100, we're looking for 1,000 back. You put in 1,000, we're looking for 10,000 back. That's what a true investment is, and that's what you have the opportunity to be able to do in the stock market. All right. All right. So let's talk about what is a stock. I want you to write this down. What is a stock? You know, we hear that all the time. We hear that word, and we just want to break it down. What is a stock? A stock is a certificate of ownership in a particular company at a certain percent. That's all it is, real basic. It's a certificate of ownership. You buy one share. All right, what is a share? A share represents a unit of stock. So when you buy a stock, what you're buying is you're buying a share of that particular company. All right, let me say that again. I don't want to confuse you because I almost confused myself. All right, so when you buy a stock, you don't just buy the stock, you buy a share in that particular company, which represents a stock. All right. So you can buy one share in the company, you can buy 2 shares, you can buy 3 shares, you can buy 100 shares. You can buy as many shares as your budget will allow you to buy in a particular company. Like Pat was talking about, Buff was talking about, like in car, NEO. You can buy 1 share of NEO, you can buy 2 shares of NEO, you can buy 3 shares. That represent a certificate of ownership. You own now a piece of that particular company. All right. What are some companies out there? Pat was Buff was telling you about thinking outside of the box. All right, when you think outside of the box, what are some companies that you may frequent that you can buy a share in? You can get a certificate of ownership. You go to Best Buy. You go to Costco. You deal with Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, KFC, my famous store, my store that I love, Walmart, Foot Locker. All of these are different companies that you can buy certificate of ownerships in, which is a stock, and you can get shares in that particular company. And when you buy shares in that particular company, you want that company to do well. So at the end of the year, they can split up their profits that they made, and they can give you a portion on it based on how many shares you have in it. A share is no different. Example is like the title of your home, the title to your car. That's a certificate of ownership. That's what happens when you buy a share of stock in any particular company. All right. And when Pat was talking about thinking outside of the box is buying the things and buying what you use. All right. All right. Let's keep moving. Brokerage versus bank account versus 401k. We've been taught all of our lives to do what? To get a bank account. And when you get a bank account, when you open that bank account, you want to have what? A checkings account, and you want to have a savings account. And that's what we do. You know, you get some money, you want to go open that bank account, you want to get that debit card, and you want to be able to buy and spend and do what you need. That is a bank account. All right. There's a major difference between a bank account and a brokerage account. All right. So that's what we've been traditionally taught, and we've been geared all of our lives to open up a bank account, whether it's Wells Fargo, Bank of America, SunTrust, et cetera, et cetera. We've been taught to do that. All right, a lot of us who are in corporate America, or if you in the teacher's profession, you have what's called a 401k. And a 401k is managed by what we like to call money managers. And those money managers will invest your money, a percentage of your money. You may have 6% going to your 401k. You may have 7%, 10%, however aggressive you want to be. You may have that coming out of your check every week or every bi-weekly, however you pay. Some people are paid on a monthly basis, and that goes into your 401k. The 401k, the money managers take it and they find, different stocks, different investment, different index funds, and they invest your money for you so that when you get to the end of the rainbow and you get to the end of your career and you get ready to retire, there's a nice sum of money there because they've made some investments for you. That is what a 401k is. You have nothing to do with it. All you have to do with it is your time. What I mean by your time, you give the company your time because you've given that particular company your time. They say, because you've given us your time, your talent, here's a little bit of treasure for that time and that talent that you've given us. You take a portion of that and then you put it in your 401k. You don't know how they invest in it. You know, yeah, you get your little sheet. It shows you what's doing, but you really don't have any control. Some people get a little more aggressive and they get it, but pretty much the money managers handle that. All right. And you see the last thing, that's called Wall Street. Wall Street is what we do here on SNS. We give you the information, give you the tools, give you the things that you need to do so that you can be the president, CEO of your own portfolio. And that's our aim. We want you to start out, get you a portfolio. And once you get your portfolio, you start managing that portfolio. You know which stocks to get in. You say, you know what? I want to get me a piece of Walmart. You know what, Griff? I want some Taco Bell. I want some Costco. I want some Best Buy. You know, my children always have me in Best Buy. I'm buying these electronics. I'm buying all of these things. I want to be able to make some money, and I want to be able to reap some rewards from a company like Best Buy. All right. So that's what Wall Street is. That's what a brokerage account is. A brokerage account is an account where you invest in the stock market. You know, we'll get into it later with crypto and all of that stuff. But just for this introductory piece, we want you to be able to get excited about opening up a brokerage account, because that's the only way you can buy stocks and you can get shares is by having a brokerage account. You can't do it with your bank account. You have to do it with a brokerage account. All right. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to walk you through it. We're going to get you up and going so that you'll be able to have that brokerage account. All right. When I talk about brokerage account, here's a lot of companies that offer you the opportunity to have a brokerage account. 3 of them I'm going to point out that we use on SNS that affectionately a lot of our team members have. I have. And we have more than one brokerage account because each account does something different. You see at the top of the list is Robinhood. Robinhood is where you can open up a brokerage account to do what? To buy stocks. All right. Webull. Webull is another one, brokerage account that you can use to do what? To buy stock. And TD Ameritrade. Those are the 3 that I use. I use Robinhood for my daughter that she trades in and out of. And we have Webull that we use because they allow you to be able to get into the market at 4 a.m. And then we have TD Ameritrade, where we keep the bulk of our investments and our shares and our stocks. So each one of them does something just a little bit different for us. And you don't have to start out with 3. You can start out with 1. So now the next question is, okay, Griff, you know, we want to get a brokerage account, want to start out in one of these accounts. Which one would you recommend? Well, I recommend all of them, but to start out, I would say Webull, Webull. Griff, why you say Webull? The reason I say Webull is because what Webull is going to do that these other brokerage accounts does not do. Webull say, if you sign up with us, we're going to give you 2 free stocks. So just for signing up and just for opening up an account with Webull, they're going to give you 2 free stocks for doing it. Robinhood's not going to do that. TD Ameritrade's not going to do that. But Webull will do that. So just by opening an account with Webull, they're going to give you 2 free stocks, you know. And so we think that's a good thing, opening up a Webull account. If you open up a Webull account, what we want to do, if you need to get started, if Angela Williams, all right, Madam President, says that TD Ameritrade or Robinhood does a free stock too. So maybe they're doing it now as well, but started out, Webull was the only one doing it. So what we want to do with our new traders and our new investors, I want you to type into the chat right now at this point, if you have a brokerage account, I want you to say yes. And if you do, which one it is. And if you don't have a brokerage account, I want you to indicate in the chat no. And the reason we're doing that is because we want to find out who needs the brokerage account, who doesn't have the brokerage account, because we need you to at least get to this part. Because once you get to this part, when you get ready to come to our meeting on January 9th, you'll already be set up with your account. All right. Now, the next question is, well, Griff, how much I need to get started? I heard some people say you need 1,000, you need 2,000. No, if you got $100, you can start trading tomorrow. That's it, $100, and you can start tomorrow. And we'll take that 100, we'll flip it, make that 100, 200. We'll take that 200, make that 200, 300, take that 3, make that 3, 4, and so on and so forth. So you cannot afford to invest in your future. Now you can open up either one of those accounts, at least Webull, with at least $100. So you open that account up with $100. Now your next question is, okay, if I open up with $100, how much of that $100 will I have to start trading with? All of that $100, and Webull is going to give you 2 free stocks just because you set up that account. So when you open that account and you put that $100 in that brokerage account, you'll be able to start, once that account is fully approved, you'll be able to start buying stocks with that $100. So they don't take a percentage. They don't take, okay, well, you open up, we're going to take 25 and now you got 75. No, you'll start up with that whole 100. Or maybe you want to start your account out with 5. Maybe you want to start it out with 1,000. But to get in the game, all you need is $100. Okay. All right. So that's good. Also, new traders, make sure you put your phone number in the chat as well. All right. Let's keep moving. What else I wanted to cover real quick before I bring Kev in, and then I come back to you.
Griff.
Yeah.
Michelle, who is an IT guru, so she's already researched Webull. She says right now they're offering 5 free stocks.
There we go.
If you do your account by tomorrow. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you, Michelle. Absolutely. See, we need people like Michelle. Michelle, you are a part of this family. We're going to give you the right hand of welcome and the right hand of fellowship because you fast on the trigger like my boy Kev, who's coming up next. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Michelle. We're going to change your name to Michelle. Yeah, so they're giving you 5 free stocks. So what we want to do now, Madam President, do you have a Webull account?
I don't. I just said, I wrote it down. I actually have Robinhood and Ameritrade. So I'm going to get me a Webull today.
Okay, so here's what we got to do now, because here's what Webull does. All right, what I want to do for my family members, but for my our team that's on, because now once we send you the link, because you open that account, we would get 1 free stock because you did it. And that's what we want to do as a family. So what I want to do, who's on the line that has a Webull account, which is on our team, I need you to put that in the chat so Misha can give me that information, because I want to partner you up with one of our new family members so that you can send them the link. And when you send Madam President the link, she's going to get 5. You're going to get 1 for sending to her. When you send it to Michelle or you send it to Miss Tania or Katret, they're going to get the 5 free. You will get 1. So we'll do that partnering up at the end of the call so that we can do that. And like I said, you can open this account with $100. It's a very easy process. All of us had to go through it. We're going to send you the link. All you got to do is follow the prompts. It's very easy. Don't be afraid of putting your information in. The reason you're putting your information in is because of the simple fact that they got to make sure that you're from the United States. You're not trying to money launder. But all of us who's got $50,000, $100,000 accounts, we had to do the same thing. We had to put our personal information, our Social Security and whatever they ask you for. It's all secure. Nobody's going to hack you or jump into you. This is the way they do it. Everything is online, it's paperless, and you'll be able to do it. But you follow the prompts. Not only that, but if you run into any hiccups or you get to a stage that you're like, okay, so what do I do? Do I want to open a cash account or do I want to open a margin account? What I want to say to you at first is go ahead and just say cash account. You can always come back and do the margin later. You know what I'm saying? And we'll explain that to you. That's a whole nother thing. All right. So when you get to that prompt, it actually cash account, margin account, you go cash account and you keep on following the prompts. Okay. And you can start with as little as $100. You got to do it today, as Madam President said, as Michelle said, because you're going to get those 5 free stocks. And that's critical. You want to take advantage of everything that you can get. So if you got $100, boom, go in there, start it out with that $100, get those 5 free stocks. All right. At this time, I want to bring Kev to the front. He's going to talk about diversification. And I want you to pay real close attention to this part of the training because this gives you another broad view. Buffett was telling you about thinking outside of the box. Kevin is coming with diversification. It again falls in sync with the whole piece of thinking outside the box. Kev, it's on you.
All right, Tim, you gave me share, or is the share open?
Yeah, it's open, sir. We see you.
All
Make
right,
the
you see
screen
my,
a bit bigger.
hold on, let me put it in presentation mode. Let me know if that came up.
Yep.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about diversification. We're gonna get everybody out of here. So as Tim had mentioned, what we typically do on Sunday Night Stocks is we share information. There's no mandates that we're telling people what they have to do or need to do. We basically share information amongst the group. Like Michelle had done, she provided some critical information that we didn't know about this morning. So that's exactly what we do on Sunday Night Stocks. So I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about diversification. So diversification in the stock market is the practice of spreading your investments around so that your exposure to any one type of asset is limited. This practice is designed to help reduce the volatility in your portfolio over time. Basically, what that means is you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. Now, Pat started off the presentation. He was talking about vehicles and giving you some examples with that. I'm going to follow that same vein of thought. Now, the way my investment strategy works is I attribute my investments to vehicles. I call them my investment vehicles. So I have what I call a daily driver. This is the car that I get in every day and do my business, and it's my daily driver. I attribute that to my real estate investments, my 401k, small business opportunities, and precious metals. These are things that I kind of do on a continual basis to, grow my wealth. We all talk about financial independence and growing wealth. Well, that's my daily activity. That's my daily driver. That's that one investment vehicle. I also have a sports car when it comes to investments. You know what I mean? That sports car is fast. Boy, that's the one you get into. Boy, you want to move quick. You need to dip and dive and get in and out. That's my stock market. That's my Sunday night stocks. That's when I'm getting into different positions. I'm doing options plays. That's my sports car. That's my investment vehicle where I move quick. Then I have an off-road vehicle. That's when things get rugged. You know what I mean? Things get tough. You need to cut through some woods and get through some rugged terrain. That's my off-road investment vehicle. Those are my cash reserves. You know what I mean? That's money available when I need it. Because if there's an opportunity that presents itself, I need to make sure that I have the cash reserves to be able to jump into that opportunity. One of the worst things that can happen is we get on a Sunday night stock call and you've maxed out your account, and somebody comes with some really good information for Monday morning, and you don't have the investment capital in your account to actually jump on that opportunity. So you definitely want to have that off-road vehicle, which is my cash. In my particular example, it's my cash reserves. And then I have that old classic. Well, that old classic is the one that I keep in the garage. I don't take it out much. I might pull it out to just wipe it down and keep it clean. I don't want no chips or nothing on it. That's my long-term investment. That's what I invest in, an index fund. It gives me anywhere. It runs at an average 8%, but it's typically higher than that. The firms that offer these funds, they typically offer somewhere around 8% just to keep the fund moving, but they perform better than that. My fund right now is performing at 23% rate of return, which is crazy. So when you think about the 0.0001% that you're getting in the bank, I'm getting 22.8% right now out of my index fund. Okay. So those are my investment vehicles. So when we talk about diversifying, that is how I've diversified, my investments in terms of, how I want to spread my money around to generate wealth. So with that being said, what you can see on the screen here is just an example of what I talked about. You've got your cash reserves, precious metals, you have your stock market, your stable growth index funds, real estate, and small business opportunities. And one of the other things that we would share with new people is basically a stock market cheat sheet. On Sunday Night Stocks, you're going to hear so many different terms and acronyms, and this cheat sheet will basically help you understand what we're talking about. So when somebody says, hey, you want to put a limit order in for that, or you want to put your stop loss in, keep this cheat sheet with you, and it'll help you understand what we're talking about when we go through those types of conversations. So with that being said, Tim, I'm going to leave it there in terms of diversification. We talk about these things on a weekly basis. We're a group, we're a team, we're a family. So if anybody has any information, we get on the phone and call one another. People who have interest in index funds, they call me and say, Kev, I heard you talking about this thing, man, 22.8%. Boy, what are you doing? And I get on the phone with them one-on-one, and we just walk through it. you know, here's what I'm using. Here's the name of the fund. So it's just a very family oriented group, and we share information. So Tim, that's all I have in terms of diversification. I don't want to overwhelm anyone, but you know, that's what we are from a diversification standpoint.
Awesome. Awesome. If you can stop your share, Kev. Good. Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Quick question, Griff. That slide with all those acronyms, and will that be shared, or cheat sheet as he called it? Will that be shared with us?
Yes, it will.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. We on good time. We on good time. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We on good time. I want to give you, before we go into Q&A real quick, I want to give you this, and all I want you to do is just write down the sectors. In the stock market, there's 11 sectors. There's 11 sectors. Each one of these sectors are divided up, and they have industries up under them. Let me give you this quick example. It would almost be like when you go into your Publix or your Winn-Dixie or your Albertsons, one of those stores, and you went into the dairy section of the store. Well, when you go into the dairy section of the store, you're going to find eggs, you're going to find milk, you're going to find yogurt. That's how the stock market is made. These are the sectors, and each one of these sectors, they have industries within the sectors. But I want you to have this basic knowledge, because you need to start thinking, as Buffett said, outside of the box. Well, in information technology is one sector, and in that sector is a bunch of industries. But all I want you to do is I want you to be able to write down these sectors, so that when you come over to SNS and we start talking about it, you'll be like, oh, okay, they're in information technology. Okay, they're in consumer discretionary. So the first sector, write down in your notes, information technology. That's one of the sectors. This big old Dow Jones, you know, is made up of 11 sectors. Information technology is one. Number two is healthcare. Healthcare is number two. Number three is financials. Okay. Number four is consumer discretionary. And we'll get into a lot of that a little later once you come on board, but I just want you to know the 11 sectors. 5 is communication services. 6 is industrials. 7 is consumer staples. 8 is energy. Pat talked about that, about gas and stuff. 9 is utilities. 10 is real estate. And the last one is materials. Those are the 11 sectors that this big conglomerate called the Dow Jones, the stock market, is made up of those 11 sectors. So what we want to do right now is we want to go into, real quickly, we on good time, we want to go into a Q&A. So if you got any questions, you got any answers, we want to go ahead and I still got Buff on, Kev is here as well, so is myself. We want to go ahead and we want to answer any questions you have, any concerns you may have, and we'll do that at this time. And then I want to partner up Katrik, I want to partner up Miss Tanina, I want to partner up Miss Michelle, I want to partner up Madam President and Dr. Bracy, as well, so as Pastor Kearse, with someone, and we'll do that shortly after we come out of this Q&A. So if you want right now, just unmute your line. If you got any questions, you got any concerns, let me know what they are. No question is a bad question. We're here for you. Any information we covered, this is your opportunity. If you just want to unmute and just say what you thought of the session, you can do that. But we want to hear from you now. All right?
Well, Griff, my question is pertaining to the 11 sectors right quick. This order, is it in this order for any reason, or does this have any value, this order?
No,
okay.
I just wanted to give them to you. Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right.
Good stuff. Any questions? Any questions?
I just want to say I thought it was very informative. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Katri. Yes.
Griff, I have a question.
Come on, Pastor.
when you open a Webull account or any of those others, is there a time constraint on how soon you need to start investing before you start losing your,
Can your account be closed?
can it be closed, or what's the activity rate?
Okay, Kev, you want to take care of that? Take that one.
Yeah, that's this. I don't really have a definitive answer. I don't know that once you open your account that they'll close it. You have to look at the the regulations and stipulations on that particular brokerage firm to see if they have any, because all of these financial organizations are different. But I haven't heard of any stipulations on account dormancy. But when you think about a bank account, a bank account can go dormant if you don't use it for a period of time. So some of these organizations might have that constraint. So you'd have to look into it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Pastor Kears, could you just give us an example of what you're talking about? And we want to say good morning to Sister Kears as well. Can you just give me an example?
Well, yes, we opened up our Webull account when you sent it to us. And so far, we haven't made any investments. And I was just wondering
just
about
because we don't know what
just
we're
because
doing.
we don't know what we're doing. But,
okay.
But we're going to take advantage of this wonderful group. My God, I'm excited. And I think it's not going to be long. We're going to start making the investments.
Right. Yeah. So with your Webull account, I have a Webull account as well. So as a Robinhood account, as long as you got $100 in there, $5, $10 in there, it'll sit, until you do something with it. It won't, they're not going to bother with it. They're not going to do anything with it. Since the pandemic, I think our Robinhood account, my daughter, that's the one she uses. She hasn't traded anything in it, over the years. She's been focusing on her schooling and stuff. So, they haven't touched the money still there. The stocks that she have in there are still, making money and stuff. So, they're not gonna, close it out. So you're good on that aspect. And you got a Webull, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And
Yeah.
this is Lynn Kears, his wife. I have a question.
Yes.
It's a Webull question. I had a notification to claim a reward.
Yes.
And when I clicked on it, I have the option. There's these 4 boxes: claim your rewards, $8 to $30 in free stocks, $31 to $100 in free stocks, $101 to $999 in free stocks, and then the 4th box says $1,000 to $2,000 free stocks. I'm not quite sure what to do with that.
Yeah. Well, what happens is when you do open, they always doing those promotions, and you'll notice if you click on one, what they're going to say, okay, invite 10 friends, and you'll be able to. I'm sorry.
No, I understand. Okay. I was afraid. I wasn't sure which one to click on or what would happen if I did click on one, but it's basically
a marketing
promotion. Yeah, I got you. I got you.
That's it, Madam President. Right. It's
Thank
a
you.
It's a marketing thing.
Marketing
Right.
promotion.
Okay.
So as soon as you click on it, they're gonna say, okay, now refer 20 friends, and then you're gonna get this box and you're gonna open. Yeah, it's just a promotional thing that they continue to do.
I got you. Thank you.
Yeah. Right. And also, Pastor Kears, if you get a time, I want to offline go over the because most of our family members, when they do get the Webull account, I spend a little time with them off and just going over the interface, because that interface can kind of be like, look like geometry a little bit. And I kind of tell you, what's the important thing. So you know how to buy and trade, how to sell and do those things. So we'll talk offline with that.
With that being said, Griff, if 5 or 6 of us are about to open one, maybe you could do this for the Webull people, the new newbies. So that way you ain't doing it 5 or 6 individual times.
Yeah.
After everybody confirms they've done it, then maybe you can do that for us.
Okay, that's what we'll do. Yeah, we'll set another call whenever this time, and we'll go over the prompts so that you'll be able to know how to get in and get out. Any other questions? Any other concerns? I think Miss Mullins wanted to know, do we do options? Yes, we do. That's a little more advanced. We can talk offline with that, but yeah, we do dig hard with options. Yes, we do puts and calls. Absolutely. Any other questions and concerns?
I have a quick question, this Michelle. when are you guys gonna send us the link, like the refer friend link? Okay, I'm excited. I'm ready to jump on this to open
Amen.
my
Yes.
account.
Yes, we're definitely going to do that. But what I want to do is a lot of my team members, if you would allow me to, I make sure you have your phone number in the chat. A lot of my team members that got up early this morning, I kind of want to reward them with that free stock. So I just need to find out from them, and I'm going to do it right as soon as we get off the call, who have a Webull, and then you will see they'll have your number, and you will see a text come in from somebody that's one of your new SNS family members. And I want to give them that opportunity since they got up this morning and met you all. I would want them to get a free stock for doing that, you know, and I think it's only appropriate if we do it that way, as opposed to me or Kev or, you know, a Buffett do it. You know, I would rather give it to them.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Katrat, you want to say something?
Yes, I tried to open the file, that PowerPoint, and it didn't open. I don't know what I did. I tried to hit download in from the chat. Somebody dropped it in the chat.
Okay, Kev.
Then I don't know what I did. I hit download and I don't know what happened, but it won't open for me.
Okay, so let's do this, Katret. Why don't you
put your email
direct
address in there.
message Kevin, and give him your email address, and then he can email it straight over to you.
I was gonna say, since Misha's gonna be sending some other stuff, or whoever's gonna send like that chart, just one email with all the attachments that you guys want to share with us. And then that way multiple people are not sending out things. We get one email, we have it, and then we can save it in our new SNN file ladies of things that we get from Griff or any of the other family members.
So let me ask you, the email that you sent me, Madam President, yesterday, is everybody connected to that email?
Those five, yeah, the five of us are on it.
Perfect. I'll forward that to Kev, and then Kev can drop whatever he needs to drop, and then we'll use that to communicate. So that'd be one thing, everybody will get it. I like that.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions, any other concerns?
Yeah, and just Tim, I'm gonna just go back to that one question. I'm looking at some of Webull's policies right now, and it looks like they have a 6-month stipulation period. So if you do have a Webull account, you're inactive within that 6-month time frame, you probably should reach out to them and just say, you know, make sure that your account's not dormant and you don't want to miss any opportunities. But it looks like it states a 6-month period for inactivity.
Thank you. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. Any other questions, any other concerns? I think we covered everything that we had on our list that we needed to cover. Yes. Okay, 7:10, good. We got 10 minutes over. I wanted to get out at 7, so we went 10 minutes over. Hey, listen, family members, we're so excited about you all. Glad you all were in the session this morning. And what we wanted to do, we wanted to just get you way Michelle is. We want you to be excited about this new space. We wanted you to be excited about creating this generational wealth. And you got a great family. And that's why they got up to greet you, to let you know you're not alone. You got some Moseses in here. You got some Joshuas. You got some Naomi's. You got some Ruths. And we all hold each other hand. I by no means is the last word to everything stocks, Kev, Buff, but we all have resources that we can reach to. So there's no question that you can ask that if we can't answer, we can't reach outside of our group and get that answer. Kev said it best yesterday when we was in our stock meeting. We got millionaires on our call with us. We got thousandaires on our call with us. We got hundredaires on our calls with us, and we got $50-naires on our calls with us. So we a mixed bag. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the millionaires that's on our call, they got a different perspective. They're doing some different things. We glean from there, the thousandaires and so on and so forth. So you got everything in the family.